Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to set the valves on my Volvo 142. So first thing we got to do, take the valve cover off to see what we're working with. That's just 4 bolts. I believe those are 3/8 or 7/16. Take them off and take a look at the valve train. Looks like they are 7/16. And yes, Sweden is European and they use the metric system, but cars of this vintage still all used imperial for at least most of the fasteners. Alright, that should come off. Pull that off, get a little more room. Now we can see our valve train. So from everything that I can tell, from what I've learned, the valve lash should be about 16 thousandths of an inch, and we're going to measure that between the tip of the rocker arm and the top of the valve. And we're going to do that when we know that the valve is on its base circle. And the way I like to do that is by using the companion cylinder method. And what that means is that whenever something comes up to top dead center, whenever one of the pistons comes to top dead center, there's always an opposite one that also comes up to top dead center. And the reason is that while one is on the compression stroke, the other is on the exhaust stroke. So, because of a 4-stroke engine. So what we can do is basically treat the engine treat it in half. And this works on most inline engines, but you'll see this rocker is activated and this rocker is activated. These are both on the cam lobes. So that means, well, the lifter is up on the cam lobe, which means that the opposite is going to definitely be on the base circle. So what you do is on an engine like this, it's nice and symmetrical. 1 and 4 are companion cylinders, and 2 and 3 are companion cylinders. V8s are also kind of the same way. Just take, the firing order and kind of split it in half. I'll explain that later. But for this purpose, for an inline engine, we can treat it symmetrically. So since the one at the rearest most rocker is rocking, and the third most rear is rocking, we can adjust the front most rocker and the third rocker. So that's what we're going to do because we happen to just line up in the right spot. So I'm going to take my 16 thousandths of an inch feeler gauge, slip it under this rocker, and I'll actually notice that's pretty tight. I'm going to double check that guy. That is also pretty tight. So I need to loosen these up because they're a little bit tighter than spec. And actually, out of curiosity, I'm going to check if 15 fits. 15 does not fit. So we're going to loosen those up and bring them to 16 thou. So for this, we're going to take a 1/2 inch wrench and a flathead screwdriver. And because I know I need to loosen it, we're going to loosen that jam nut, turn the screwdriver just a smidge loose, retighten that jam nut, and double check with the feeler gauge. And that just about slips in. So I'm going to say we're good there. Now we're going to move over to number 3. Loosen it just a smidge and check. Alright, we are good there. So now we've got the first two valves set. So now we need to roll the engine over, probably about 180 degrees. And there's two ways of doing that. You can put a ratchet or a socket on the crank pulley and turn it over that way. But since this has a manual transmission, I'm just going to put it in fourth gear and push the car forward. When you push it forward, it'll then drive the engine. And I'm just going to look for those guys to come up and two others to go down. Probably this guy and this guy, or the inverse. Alright, looks like this guy and this guy are down. So now that means we can do this guy and this guy. That one feels pretty loose. So I'm going to tighten it just a smidge, cinch that down, and that feels pretty good. Now try this one. And that feels pretty good. So don't need to mess with that. Now I just need to move on and do the last four valves. And I actually kind of jumped ahead because I wasn't just going to adjust the valves on this. I actually wanted to replace the valve seals, which on this guy are just these little umbrella seals. So you can see one right there, but we're missing one there and there. They've all kind of rotted out and broken. So really all I got to do, same procedure as just adjusting them, but instead of just adjusting it, we're going to back this adjuster off, put the seal on top, tighten the adjuster down, and then set our valve lash. Definitely clean up all those bits and don't let them go into the engine. And there's the new one. Loose. Just a smidge more. Too much. Really tricky. That feels good. Alright. Now I just got to do the others. Alright, there we go. Got them all adjusted. Now we just got to stick the valve cover back on. So I'm going to change out the valve cover gasket because it's pretty old. You don't have to do this if yours is in good shape, but pretty easy. I've done this before on a few things, but we'll throw that old one away. And we're going to clean up the actual valve cover, get a lot of that oil, get a lot of that oil off. So a little bit of carb clean, brake clean, pick your favorite. Clean that up. This is a rubber gasket, so it's pretty basic. If it were cork, I'd take a little more care. But really all I'm going to do is kind of clean this up, get most of the gook off, and then we're going to functionally glue it on with some gasket cinch, some sealer. And that's just for convenience. Alright. So this is pretty symmetric. And just going to sit like so. So I'm going to flip it over. Work on the cardboard that it comes with. Of course, the sticky stuff glued itself closed. Okay. And so I'm just going to put a thin little layer on gasket. Then I'm going to put a little bit on our valve cover, because this kind of stuff works as like a two-part, so it really wants to stick to both things and then stick together, kind of like most contact adhesives. I don't want to put too much on and get it stringy and goopy everywhere. Alright, now we let that flash off for a little bit. Just wait a couple minutes. Alright, now we're just going to peel it off and stick it on. And there's these little tabs that help locate it, so we're going to just make sure our gasket is held in place by those and put it into the corners. Now the reason for the sealant is pretty much just so that when we take this off, that the gasket stays with the valve cover. Alright, and just for some good measure, I'm going to take some grease and smear it around. That's going to help seal and also keep it from sticking. We've got plenty of oil on the surface already, so I'm not going to mess with any of that, because that's just another layer. So now I just got to put it on. And the thing to remember is make them snug, but not too snug. You don't want to deform the lip, you just want it to seal. So looser is probably better. I'd say, like, if you had a nut driver on here, wrist strength, maybe just like a little past. So you'll see I'm kind of choking up on the ratchet. I'm not using the whole ratchet, just grabbing the head. And there we go. Just got to hook up these hoses, and that's all there is to it. All right, let's fire it up. right, that's going to be it for today. I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.